So, in terms of your relationship history, you said that you've been in long-term relationships. At one point, you were engaged,
Yes.
but you never got married.
No.
Okay. Who called off the engagement?
Me.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually after, it was actually to my ex-best friend who I've been best friends with high school, and we also only reconnected after graduating, and we've been talking for a few months, and then I proposed. I proposed.
Did you have a ring?
He got me a ring, and then I got him a ring after that.
Okay. Did you get down on the one knee?
That was
No, because it was actually over the phone, because we were kind of long distance, but it was right after I ended. Well, we mutually ended my 5-year relationship, so I was kind of a little bit vulnerable and just
Sure. Okay.
and reconnecting. So, and then we were planning on getting married 2 months in, and then I actually kind of figured out I might be a lesbian instead, and broke everything off.
Wait. How long were you dating him?
For about 3 months, but I've known him for about like 6 years.
6 years.
He was my best friend in
So,
high school.
what's your orientation? Are you bisexual?
Yeah, I mean, I go with the flow. Whoever I meet,
Well,
who
so
I
you,
vibe
you
with.
date men and women.
Yes.
Okay. And you also said in addition to that, you've been in polyamorous situations, dating 6 to 10 people. Is 10 people the most you've dated at a time, or more?
At a time, yes.
Now, for better understanding, like with polyamory, was it like a 10-person couple?
No.
Or like you were dating 10 individual people?
I was dating 10 individual people. One of them was a couple, and then a couple of them were online, and then a few were just here and there. So.
Okay, so you were...
Real quick, I just wanted to know too, you have kind of a strange way of speaking. Where's the accent from?
I'm originally from Russia.
Okay.
Nice.
I thought maybe you were, but I wasn't sure.
that makes sense. You
Nice.
look like Riley Reid.
Little like, but how long have you been in the States?
Let's see, since 2009.
2009, and basically centered around the West Coast?
I have been kind of all over from in California, from like LA area to Bay Area, and I live like everywhere in between.
That's like the first time I've heard a Russian accent, but kind of mixed in with Valley Girls. I was like, what the hell? What am I was like, what?
Oh, that's funny.
You speak Russian, I'm assuming.
Yes, I do, of course.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. But so you moved in 2009, so you were what, like...
I was 11, turning 12.
Okay. And you moved with your family? Your
I
parents?
moved with my mom and my dad.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, with my mom and my brother.
Okay.
Because she fell in love and got married. But then it ended up being an abusive relationship, and it was a whole bunch of stuff.
Wait, so back in Russia, your parents were never married, or they split up?
They were married, but they
then
did split up.
got divorced.
Yeah, they did get divorced.
And then your mother met an American, and then...
Yes, because my aunt lives here, so she came to visit her.
And then she met an American guy.
An American guy. They fell in love. They got married in Vegas.
Green card? Was there a green card? Did you get a green card?
Afterwards, yes. And then she brought us over, and
Okay.
then there was a whole lots of stuff.
All right. So dating the 6 to 10 people. So, like when you say polyamory, dating 6 to 10 people. So, like, are you like hooking up with all of them, kind of at like one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that kind of thing?
Kind of. It's kind of whenever our schedules combine and kind of our schedules worked. The majority of people I saw maybe once, twice a week.
Okay.
And then a couple of them were online relationships, so,
Sure.
it was a little easier.
Did it ever get overwhelming, like trying to talk to so many people?
10 people.
Cater their
at-
needs and remember
That's a lot
who
of
said
time.
what.
That's a lot of time.
Well,
Seriously.
at that time, no, because I just wanted to experience as much as I have.
Yeah.
I've just come out of period of 2 years celibacy, so
Wait, you
it's,
were
wow.
celibate for 2 years.
I was celibate for 2 years prior to that.
Why?
By
Why?
choice?
Multiple reasons, but it's really to work on myself and just kind of not be a terrible person to other people and like learn how to be.
Wait, I have a question for you. So during
Yeah.
this celibacy thing, like, would you say within 3 months, so you were at the tail end of your celibacy, 3 months
Okay.
dating for, or there was the 3-month tail end of your celibacy, were there any guys who were romantically and or sexually interested in you?
Not really, because I didn't really talk to many people. However, I read a lot of spicy books, and that's kind of what got me back into the whole like trying to see if it would even
Your
work.
romance novels? Okay.
With the guy on the horse with the long hair. Yeah, Fabio.
Okay. I was just curious, like, if at the tail end of your celibacy you were like, no, I'm celibate, and then your celibacy ends, and then you're just like dating like 6 dudes, like.
Well, it started with 1, and then
It just
2,
it
and
just
then
snowballed.
3, and then 4, and then 5, and so on.
Would you tell the guys that you were seeing other guys?
Yes, I was always honest, and I was always asking for the STD panels prior to every single first date, even if I wasn't planning on doing anything.
Now, quick question for you. Were your parents Russian Orthodox?
Yes, however, it wasn't strictly followed.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So were you baptized into the church then?
I was baptized in the church. However, starting 7 years old when we baptized my brother, I started getting terrible headaches whenever I entered into church. So I haven't been in ever since.
Maybe the incense?
Most likely, but also
Yeah.
the pressure, of like being
Sure.
and behaving a certain way.
So, what do your parents think about this lifestyle and all of this?
Well, my mom doesn't really know much about my life. We're not too close. So she knows about the one I'm dating. So all the long-term relationships she knows about. But, everything in between is my own personal stuff.
Well, because if they're Russian Orthodox, and I take it they would frown on polyamory and on the perhaps same-sex relationship stuff, that kind of thing, right?
Well, I was always different. So my mom kind of, we always were not friendly with each other growing up. So it's like she always kind of expected me to do whatever. And, I went to an art school. So, like, I feel like she would have had possibly some kind of, at least the thought that might be a chance.
Okay, so you're not very close with them then, with mom or dad?
So my dad has passed away,
Okay.
but not too close with my mom. She recently moved to Arizona, and then she's going to be traveling the world with her fiance. So there's
Not
not
really.
much chance to really chat.
And then with dad, when did he pass?
He passed. Oh my God. I think it was 2017, and I haven't seen him since like about 2 weeks before I left, and I haven't spoken to him or seen him. He's never asked about me.
You
or
mean when you were
my
7?
brother.
You haven't spoken to him since you left when you were 7?
Since I left since I was 10.
Oh, 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I was just curious. I just wanted to kind of flesh the rest of that out. So appreciate you answering my questions.
And on that note, you said that monogamy, I think you have an issue with monogamy being the standard, and you think that monogamy is harmful. That's what you said. Monogamy is harmful. Why is that?
So I don't necessarily think monogamy is harmful. It's harmful as a social norm to begin with. Like, I don't think that it's right to just like, especially in the talking stage or like the beginning dating stage, to just focus on one person and expect to be with just one person. And on top of that, there has to be specific levels of commitment in order to get to that monogamous relationship and to create the boundaries and the rules and set what you want. So I think monogamy should not be the beginning norm. I think it should be what everyone comes to a conclusion.
Long term, you do want that, or do you think that like 5-10 years? How old are you again?
I'm 26.
I think
Okay.
she just wants to go with the flow if it naturally occurred and
Exactly.
it felt right. But the thing is, when you agree to monogamy, it can very easily get toxic.
Exactly.
And the guys tend to start controlling
No,
you,
it's because you choose the
manipulating
wrong
you.
man. Let's just be honest. You choose the wrong man.
Well,
if you choose a
that
man,
could be the
If you
case.
choose a man that says to you, "I want to get married. I want to have children. I want it to be a
But
monogamous
they lock
relationship."
it down and then they have
I know, but
different
not all men
plans.
are
Not all
like
men.
your ex.
Well,
They're
most
not
of
all like
them.
They
that.
just need to communicate.
Because I've also dealt
and
with
be
bad men, but they're not all
transparent.
like that.
And
But so you're open to it though. You're open
So-
to to being committed to one person.
So I am committed to one person. So
Okay.
so it's literally go with the flow of what
That's
I
what you
feel
want.
like. So it's like at the moment I physically do not want anyone else. I have no interest in anyone
Yeah.
else. So we've talked about it, and we both were like, hey, we're not really
Yeah.
interested in other people. We love each other's company. If a situation comes up where we meet somebody together,
So it's kind of just
know.
feeling based, emotional based.
Exactly.
So you said that it's like a toxic social structure, like to be monogamous. But what
from
kind of
the
shift
get-go.
from the get go? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so specifically from the get-go, I think
Okay.
monogamy should be
agree,
established
I
and
agree.
agreed upon from both parties, not just be kind of the norm
So
The
for
thing is,
everybody.
anytime you institutionalize something, it
Hang on,
very
hang on. I gotta
quickly
say,
gets
say real
toxic.
quick. I don't mean to cut you guys off, but Red, you gotta go get an energy drink. You gotta go pound an energy drink. Right?
Yeah.
You seem like you're passing out on that end. Yeah, just pound an energy drink. You'll feel a lot better.